And now, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rimes.
All right, welcome to the show. Thanks so much for spending some time with us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Realty. We got Dr. Scott Anderson joining us today. We're going to talk about his practice, and childhood obesity is one of the topics relating to lifestyle as well. And then we have Martine Gramatica, Super Bowl winner Martine Gramatica, joining us as well. Clearview Imaging Center, helping you essentially saving lives, with this early detection. He has it's a game changer when you find things earlier. So we're going to talk with him here coming up. A little Bucs preview as well. What's his thoughts on the season? And we'll catch up with our friend Martine Gramatica as well. Tune in tomorrow. Also, we've got Sheriff Galtieri, Bob Galtieri, the sheriff of Pinellas County, joining us on air on tomorrow's show. So looking forward to that interview as well. Going to ask him, do we have a contingency plan for aliens? I'm hearing so much stuff about aliens out there. You hear that, Dave? There's a ship coming our way or something. Somebody told me that. Yeah, so I hear that there's a ship coming this way. It's being talked about on Rogan's podcast, and Thomas King mentioned it to me as well. Florida Firearms.
It's called Project Bluebeam.
Okay. All right. We'll see. Hey, who knows? Maybe I just want to know, do we have a contingency plan? That'd be interesting to know. What's going on with ICE, too. We'll find out there as well. Okay. Coming up, Dr. Scott Anderson here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. And a couple of hot listings. We always like to feature our real estate properties, and it's part of a strategy that helps us sell faster for more money, maximizing the exposure and the profit on the sale of our real estate properties. We got a beautiful listing here. Let's take a look at 3308 Landing Place, Palm Harbor. This one on Landing Place is a 3-bedroom plus an office, 3.5 bath. You got a 2-car garage and 3,000 plus square feet, 0.35 acre lot, ground level master, private pool, and we have also private pool, private marina, boat slips, and a ramp out to Lake Tarpon. I love living on those lakes. It's that Florida lifestyle, right? The access to the lake, fishing, going out there and doing some water sports, going to the restaurants on the lake. Great opportunity. This one's in Palm Harbor, Cobb's Landing at 3308 Landing Place, Palm Harbor, Florida. Great opportunity to buy real estate here in Tampa Bay. Also, we have 9594 Southeast Maricamp Road commercial property. We do sell vacant land, residential, commercial properties, and this one's 5,725 square feet. And it's currently operating as a thriving hardware store. It's just under an acre of land. You got 2 rentable sections as well, and there is cash coming in from the businesses, from the rentable sections. You also have seller financing available, so you're buying the business, the land, and of course, the building. 9594 Southeast Maricamp Road, Ocala, Florida, and you can see all of our real estate listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, Dr. Scott Anderson joining us back in studio. Welcome back, sir.
Hey, just wanted to say congratulations.
Thank you so much.
The new addition to the family.
Appreciate
Blessings to you and your wife and everybody.
Thank you, sir.
So, yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
Hanging in there, fighting the good fight on the front lines of the mental health crisis here in Tampa and everywhere. Talking about childhood obesity today.
Okay.
And, what kind of like the origins, what's the ideology behind it, and essentially, what are the consequences of childhood obesity, and then what to do about it.
Yeah, obesity. Wow, and the numbers are staggering. I'm sure. Hopefully, you have some stats with you.
Of course.
But yeah, you look at the numbers, right, from the 70s and 80s, even old videos, right? You look at old videos,
yes,
and people just look skinnier.
Of fitness in school and everything at the beach. Absolutely.
Yep.
I was just saw a meme where they had people currently at the beach, and then people from the 60s and 70s at the beach, and it's just light years away from each other. 1 in 5 U.S. children in adolescence have obesity. I'm not saying overweight. I'm talking about obesity. And obesity, if you don't know, because that word gets thrown around there quite a bit, is excessive fat accumulation. For a BMI, which is called a body mass index of 30 or more, is considered obesity.
Okay.
And that's significant. This isn't just being overweight or 10, 15 pounds. This is significant to the point of health concerns. So you're looking at 20% of children in adolescence have obesity. Now, what's the concern with that? So my kid's big boned. Well, it's a little more than that.
Well, I've never seen a fat skeleton.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a fat skeleton? I've never seen one.
No,
I've never seen one of those.
Yeah, but the big bone defense but I'll tell you, in the 80s. Now, listen, this is we were just talking about that. Currently, 20%. In the 80s, I think it was like around 84, 85. It was 5%. 4 to 5% of children and adolescents were obese.
Right.
So you're looking at a 400% increase in just 30, 40 years.
And there's a lot of factors affecting that.
There's huge, and that's what we'll go over is kind of, well, what's causing this? But the health concerns is the issue. So when you are obese, you have what they call pre-diabetic.
Okay.
So you become pre-diabetic, which makes you very likely for type 2 diabetes. And the issue with that is it's a precursor for heart disease, for chronic illness, stroke, inflammation, all of those things that will lead to chronic illness throughout that child's life. Yeah. And again, a good percentage, 30% of these kids have chronic illness already.
Yeah.
These are young kids, 8, 12 years old, are going to be chronically ill for the rest of their life unless some type of intervention happens.
Terrible.
And that is unbelievable.
Yeah, and it's the education piece, too. I think a lot of it's the education, and it's also just the status quo of the previous administrations allowing these types of things to happen. You look at the first 6 months of the Trump administration, not only economically, but look at all the great strides that RFK is making.
Exactly.
With MAHA. There's so many positive
things. They started making a focus on health and wellness and stability in people, because the left just let all of the doors open in the insane asylum, and they all came out to run the roost. And unfortunately, it's just been a devastating nightmare of an experiment, and it's failed. Yeah. So now that the adults are back, it's time to lock things up and get back to the basics, which is health and wellness in America. We've got to get stable before we can get prosperity.
And I love it. I think a lot of it should be on the pharmaceutical companies. Do you know they're trying to make it essentially where you can get these new fat shots, basically. Those
semaglutides.
Shots. You can get those through Medicare. So that would be. I've got a piece of paper
for every
somewhere.
ill.
Yeah, a pill for everywhere. But if you were to multiply that times the amount of people, I forgot the number, but it's a huge number that could potentially be essentially sucking on the taxpayer tit by going to and just saying, hey, I need these Ozempic. I got to have this shot.
Yeah,
it's
these
ridiculous.
semaglutides. These are not fixes. This is a temporary state meant to help assist you until you get your fitness activity levels up, until you change your diet and so on. But just taking a pill, and again, that's what's wrong with the United States of dysfunction, is they want the easy way out for everything. They want some type of pill or shot that's going to fix the problem rather than doing the work. And it just doesn't work that way. It just doesn't work that way.
Yeah, the easy way, right? It's the easy way. Give me the easy way out. It's like eating, the terrible foods and then wanting to gain muscle. For the young athletes, you look at those scenarios where people, they just, and a lot of times they just have bad information.
Of course.
But,
and it is bad information. It's a lot of propaganda. It's put out there by the pharmaceutical companies because they want to be the ones to be, they create the problem and then they create the cure, and then they make billions of dollars on it.
Exactly.
At the demise of the people doing it. So typical standard protocol for them.
Did you see how Trump came out and essentially told, I forgot if it was just one of the pharmaceutical CEOs, but essentially says, hey, look, bring down the pricing or we're gonna make it come down.
Yeah, they're gonna. Well, yeah, actually that is in effect. So right now the pharmaceutical prices are going to go down dramatically because what he enacted was, in other countries, the lowest price is what we'll be paying.
Exactly.
So you cannot charge over what the lowest price in all the other countries are.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, he tried to implement that before, and he was sued and sued and sued. But I think he's got his game plan down now. I mean, he's got a host of lawyers fighting all this stuff, so
yes.
it's getting pushed through. Like
I love it. I just love the momentum. And you look economically, $150 billion.
It's incredible.
Look at all the money
Trillions of dollars in investment over the next 5 years.
Yep.
Companies coming in, the hundreds and thousands of jobs.
Yeah.
It's incredible. This is going to be the golden age of prosperity in the next 2 to 3 years. I'm telling you.
Absolutely.
It's going to explode.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. And I'm talking with Dr. Scott Anderson here. He's a longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show. He is a local doctor, Share the Love Charities as well. And his company is Addiction Recovery Care Tampa. Is that kind of your niche? Is that one of your big niches?
I'm what they call a behavioral expert. So all things health and wellness.
Okay.
But I'm board certified in addiction.
Okay.
And I'm also a licensed psychotherapist. So the clinic is for everything from DUIs to probation to mental health, substance abuse, etc. So all things mental health and substance abuse.
ARCoftampabay.com.
That's correct.
Addiction Recovery Care Tampa. ARCoftampabay.com. So yeah, let's continue.
Sure. Well, one of the things I wanted to get to is kind of what is the origin of this? Where does childhood obesity? Are these children being born this way? And the answer is no. There's some exceptions to the rule. I don't speak to exceptions to the rule or these extraneous variables because they don't apply to the other 99% of the population. So when we speak, it's going to be to the masses. Essentially, there's three things that I would say are the cause. And parents, have a seat. You're probably not going to like this. The first thing is we have very poor diet in America. Our food is poisoned. Everything is processed, fast food, salts, sugars, fats, and preservatives. That is poison, no matter how you slice it.
Yeah.
And that weighs a lot into this. That is a contributing factor. Absolutely.
Can I add something on the
Sure.
food thing? It was really interesting because there was about 17 new laws that I've been studying recently. One of them was, hey, you're not selling us lab meat, lab-grown meat in Florida. We're not having it.
Yeah.
Ronnie D said, no way.
We have the best governor. He should be the prototype for governors around the United States. And I'll tell you, this country would be on fire in a good way.
A lot of great stuff that he did. You know, you've got the halo rule now.
Yep.
You can't get around the police when they're – if they tell you to get back, you got to get back 25 feet.
Yep.
Otherwise, you're going to jail, or you have.
Feet?
I think it's 25 feet. Yeah, first responders. So there's a lot of good stuff. But on the meat, that was one of the big ones that stuck out.
He wants to protect. He's looking out for the betterment of the people here. He wants people to be healthy and stable, have rule of law, be safe. I mean, that's what governors are supposed to do. That's what politicians are supposed to be doing.
Yep.
So he is the shining light in terms of an example or exemplary behavior from a politician.
Yeah,
I think
No, absolutely.
He's done so much for Florida. It has put us not only on the map, but we are one of the premier states that people are flocking to because of that.
You know, one of the stats too that stuck out to me, it was something like 906 out-of-state police officers moved to Florida
for
$5,000 bonus. Yep. And then, of course, there were some others. But
be treated with respect.
That's right.
And have the backing of the people, the government, and all the officials. That's you can't even expound about how important that is.
Yes.
To have people back the blue and back our government here.
And
when they're for the people.
Did you hear about this Blaise Ignolia, the CFO now? He's and the Doge Florida. Did you hear about what's going on with Gainesville, Orlando, and Broward County? You know, there's rumors out there, and of course, we're not verifying these. We're just kind of telling you what we heard, or I saw it during the research I was doing. Something about $75,000 dinners.
Yes.
So there's so if you're naive and you think there's no waste, fraud, and abuse in local governments, city governments, county governments. You got to put down.
You're on one of those alien spaceships, if that's what you think.
Yeah, exactly.
It is a money laundering scheme that all politicians do. All of these dinners and stuff. It's just money laundering to line their pockets and pay for play. So it is what it is. Back to the other stuff. Again, I just wanted to cover. I talk about parenting, and a child will only eat what a parent allows the child to eat.
Yeah.
So it really comes down to the parent. When a child is obese, you don't have to look very far at the parents to see where that comes from.
Yeah.
Because in almost every single circumstance, except for, again, exceptions to the rule, if the parents eat poorly and are obese and have low activity level, then the children will. 99% of the time. I'm sure there's exceptions to the rule. I haven't seen any, but I'm sure they exist. So that has to take responsibility of the parent to model the appropriate behavior of activity, eating the right foods, and so on for their children. But parents are lazy most of the time because it's difficult being a parent, especially a single parent. So fast foods, processed foods, that is the easy way out. It's the cheat code for parenting is, hey, I'll stop and get some chicken nuggets, or I'll get the hamburgers, or I'll get this, and my kid thinks I'm a hero, and they love me, and so on, and look at that, I don't have to do dishes, I just throw it all away. And
reinforcement for the parent.
And that's what happens is, again, they allow the kids, listen, average kid.
We got to tease the next
segment. Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to tell you how a sedentary lifestyle and the psychological effects.
Okay, sedentary lifestyle. Yep. Got it. More with Dr. Scott Anderson coming up here. Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team, Keller Williams Realty. Follow us online. We'd love to get a follow from you. We'll follow you back at Brandon Rimes 1 at CQB Show, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Quick break, right back. More with Dr. Scott Anderson, and we have Martin Gramatica coming up after that.
Hey, this is Grant Cardone, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show, hosted by my friend Brandon Rimes. Do not touch that dial. I'll come right through the radio and grab your throat.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Did you know that we buy houses cash? We can close quickly for a all-cash offer on your real estate properties, residential, commercial, even vacant land. We'll buy your property cash. No cleaning, no showings, and no hassles. You can even possibly stay in your home post-closing. Call Brandon at 813-917-1894. Submit the email at consumerqb.com or call 813-917-1894, consumerqb.com. We buy houses cash and fast. Attention business owners, did you know we have 100% financing options available? Our no money down program offers 100% financing for business owners. If you are currently leasing your commercial space, you can purchase real estate for no money down. Additionally, the program offers money for working capital, equipment, and business fixtures. You can even pay off current business debt. Reach out at 813-917-1894. Call or text 813-917-1894. brimes at kw.com. And that is our 100% financing, no money down program for business owners. We would love to help you buying, selling, or investing in real estate. 813-917-1894. brimes at kw.com. Ours Creole Smokehouse, the official Pinellas County restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Say hello to Doug Clark, chef and owner Doug Clark, 310 East Tarpon Avenue, Tarpon Springs, ourscreole.com. Ours Creole Smokehouse, 310 East Tarpon Avenue, Tarpon Springs, ourscreole.com. Excellent food, wonderful ambiance. Say hello to our friend Doug Clark. If you're facing an insurance claim, don't just trust the insurance company to have your best interests at heart. This is Brandon Rimes, Consumer Quarterback Show. Reach out to rightwaypa.com, our friend Derek Coble at rightwaypa.com. Looking to level up your sales game? With 20 plus years of coaching experience spanning across several industries, Lindsay Rimes helps everyone from entry-level reps to seasoned business owners boost sales, improve work-life balance, and retain top talent with customized options catered to personal, group, or corporate settings. Brandon and Lindsay Rimes offer training on negotiation strategy, business development, and more. Let's grow your business together. Call 813-917-1894. That's 813-917-1894. Submit an email at consumerqb.com.
You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rimes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rimes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team, Keller Williams Realty. We got talking with Dr. Scott Anderson here on the Consumer Quarterback Show and featuring our listings on air. If you're thinking about selling a property, we would love to talk to you, and we maximize the exposure and the profit on the sale of our real estate listings by featuring them live on air. 2547 Lexington Oak Drive. This one's in Brandon, Florida. We have 3 bedrooms, 3.5 bath, 1-car garage, 1917 square feet, new flooring, fresh carpet throughout. Awesome opportunity. One of the best priced townhomes in Brandon area. A large community pool, gated community, and you have a level 2 EV charger in the garage. 2547 Lexington Oak Drive. You can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, Dr. Scott Anderson, we're talking about childhood obesity and some of the different causes of that and what's happening out there.
It comes down to parenting, basically, because what the lifestyle of the parent is most influential. So if the parents eat well, exercise, they're active and engaged, so will the child, and childhood obesity wouldn't be an issue for them. It's quite the opposite, unfortunately, and again, kind of comes down to some lazy parenting and convenient parenting in terms of fast food, processed food, et cetera, et cetera. It's just the easy way out to do that. Second is sedentary lifestyle. Adolescents 8 to 18 have 8 hours a day on the screen time. That's not doing anything productive or schoolwork. That's 8 hours a day scrolling and screwing around on Instagram or whatever they're doing, TikTok.
Wow.
And then 8 to 12-year-olds, they're not too far behind. That's around 5.5 hours to 6 hours a day. What is your 8 and 12-year-old doing on internet for 12 hours or 8 hours?
Do those studies delineate from maybe something that's a positive learning experience, video?
No,
versus...
screen time is screen time because it's overstimulation to the brain.
Okay.
This is excluding educational material, reading, schoolwork, that kind of stuff. So it does delineate between that. But just because you're looking at something like National Geographic doesn't mean that it's not screen time, that it's not affecting your brain in that way and keeping you from doing productivity and activities outside.
Yeah.
So that's important. And then the third one is that sedentary lifestyle. Again, if parents are active and they have their kids involved, parents have to go out and be active with the kids. Kids just don't go do everything. Yeah. You have to set the example at first.
That's right.
And then once the kids become active, it's secondary nature. And then finally, what is the psychological effects to all this stuff? When a kid is obese, they're going to be made fun of, bullied in school. They're going to have low self-esteem. They're going to withdraw from social activities and isolate. That's going to lead to depression and anxiety, and that's going to lead to a lifetime of misery and suffering. So parents, take responsibility for your job and do what you're supposed to be doing so that the kids, there's no reason for childhood obesity. Parents can solve that problem with just a little bit of engagement and a little bit of effort.
That's right. Get off the couch, go for long walks, take them to the community pool if you don't have a pool
model
in your
the
backyard.
right behavior, eat right, show them, you know what I mean? Cook, have dinners, family. That's why family is so important.
That's right.
To have a traditional nuclear family.
Yeah, home cooked meals, sit at the dinner table, say your grace, and do it right,
Yep.
I like that. All right, engage with Dr. Scott at arcoftampabay.com. That's his website, arcoftampabay.com, and that's Addiction Recovery Care of Tampa. Dr. Scott Anderson, thanks for coming in, man.
Love it. Thank you.
Appreciate it. All right, quick break. Right back. Coming up, we got Super Bowl winner Martine Gramatica in studio with us. Martine represents Clearview Imaging Center, and we're going to talk with you about that. Early detection is a game changer. We're going to talk with him. And also more local news coming up here. Some of the Buccaneer football season coming up. We'll talk with him about that. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
This is Warwick Dunn, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rimes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rimes. Online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rimes here, Consumer Quarterback Show. We welcome in our friend Martin Gramatica, Super Bowl winner and former Buccaneer football player Martin Gramatica. Give us a little teaser of what we're going to talk about today, Martin.
Well, we're going to talk preventative scans, Clearview Imaging. I'm excited. We're going to be opening the doors really short. I mean, next week in
Sweet.
the villages. Yeah, so anybody wants a full body scan, a heart scan, let me know. We'll let you know as well. And then a little Buccaneer football, man. We're preseason on Saturday.
I love it, dude.
Already. Crazy.
Exciting times. Got a great team coming back. All right, so that's coming up with Martin. And before we do a couple of hot listings here, we always feature our real estate properties, helping our sellers sell faster for more money, maximizing the exposure and the profit on the sale of our real estate listings. We've got a property at 4798 Indigo Road. This one is 42 acres of land. This is a great development opportunity. Any builder developers out there, we're breaking this down into 5-acre parcels, so it'll be a little bit more bite size for folks looking to buy land. So, a lot of people are saying, hey, get me out of Pinellas County, get me out of Broward County. They're moving up North Florida, Central Florida. 4798 Indigo Road, Groveland. We've got 42 acres of land. Nice one, right, Dave? Yeah, 42 acres, great investment opportunity. You also have a 2-2 on there, so you already have an existing 2-2 single-family home. That would be perfect for your home base for development. So 4798 Indigo Road in Groveland, Florida. Great opportunity. Yes, sir.
That's a man-made pond right there.
I'm not sure if it's man-made or not, but it's pretty big. Yeah, those are some nice lakes on there. Small lakes, big ponds. So let's take a look at also another one of our listings here. We've got we got about 45 current listings, vacant land, residential, commercial properties. So we'd love to help you if you're buying, selling, investing, and of course refinancing as well. We do have our mortgage license also. 1900 59th Avenue North, number 108. This one's in St. Petersburg, Florida. We have a motivated seller here in Pinellas County, 1900 59th Avenue North, 108. In St. Petersburg. Great opportunity there. You can see all of our listings, Platinum MVP Team.kw.com. All right, Martin Gramatica, what else are you seeing out there, man? How are things going?
Good, man. Everything's good. Busy.
Yeah, I hear
kids
you.
back to school, so for us, it's a sad day.
Yeah.
Like, you see some of the parents like, oh, I can't. I'm so happy they're gone and the kids are at school. Like, we love hanging out at the house and having the kids around. So
yeah,
I mean, they have to go to school and learn, obviously, but it's nice to have them around.
Yeah, they learn a lot from being at home too. No,
probably a lot more.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you hear a lot. You get a lot of the. Those life lessons at home, right?
Right. I at times I feel that might be more valuable than sometimes opening the book. Especially like you were talking earlier, kids with their cell phones and their iPads. They're buried into that. So at our house, they got to get outside and mow the grass and get some sun, man. That's
there you go.
Yeah, old school.
Yeah, that's right. The good lessons.
Yeah.
That really helps a lot. And so let's do a little Buccaneer preview because we're there, we're here,
right around the corner. A couple of things. I think the thing that I'm a little bit stressed about is Tristan Wirth being out. We don't know how long he's going to be out, so that scares me a little bit because we got to protect Baker.
Yes.
And we know Baker doesn't shy down from taking a shot or delivering the shot.
Yeah.
So we got to make sure that we can protect him. But hopefully it's nothing too serious and he'll be back. They say it could be 2 to 4 weeks, somewhere in between. So. Let's protect Baker and we'll be good to go.
Yeah, if we can stay healthy, I think we got just a great returning team. You got studs at receiver, you got studs at linebacker. I mean, you got some really strong linemen. Secondary got beefed up with the draft.
Yep.
So that'll be interesting to see.
And that's the thing. I think we have more depth than we did last year. Obviously, an injury here or there could ruin your season to a key player.
Right.
But now, adding an incredible wide receiver in the first round, we can wait on Chris Godwin, and you'll have to rush him back because you need Chris Godwin healthy, and you need him at 100%. You don't want to bring him in too early, and then he ends up getting hurt again. So protect, bringing him slow. Obviously, the the depth at, like you said, at corner, but also like having Baker. I think that's the key. This guy just like is contagious, his energy, and I think guys buy into it. So it's gonna be a fun year.
I love it. What game do you have on circled on the calendar, Martin? Kind of like that first big test. What game are you circling on the calendar?
I mean, I don't know. You just got to start strong. The thing that we've done in the past 2 years, we've started off strong.
Yep.
Then we took that dip in the middle, and then we had to fight and claw our way out of that hole to get into the playoffs. I think that's the key, just maintaining consistency, not have those peaks and valleys, just making sure that you're consistent year-round.
Right, which is so hard to do in a, 16-week season?
17 now.
17 now?
Yeah.
Wow,
yeah.
What a long season.
September 28th.
Yeah, it does get mentally and physically draining, because you're doing the same thing week after week.
Yeah.
And the teams that can manage that better as well, the coaches that can.
What's that date? The first game? Sorry, Martin.
Eagles.
Oh, the Eagles. Okay, that's
your deal.
That's his okay.
Yeah, I mean, right, defending champion. That obviously that's but at the end of the day, I feel like if you're consistent year round, the whole year, it doesn't matter who you play or how you play. Because remember the year we lost to the Chiefs, they beat us down in the regular season, and then we beat them in the Super Bowl. So it's just getting in. You've got to find a way to get to the playoffs, and then everybody has a chance.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. All right, Martin Gramatica. So he's also, he's on the sidelines. He's reporting, or not sideline. You're in the box, but your brother's in the sidelines.
Santiago. We let Santiago deal with the heat.
Yeah,
we're in the suite with the air conditioning.
There you go. Well, he's younger.
He's younger, right? Yeah, the youngest brother has to do the hard chores.
There you go. Yeah, I love that. So that's great. And then let's talk about Clearview Imaging. So this is a new passion of yours. This is where you're helping people. I mean, it's really a worthy cause.
Yeah, no, I've been doing preventative scanning for 5 years now. I've partnered up with 3 incredible partners and I always tell people, when you partner up with somebody, you have to have the same values.
Yeah.
And with my 3 partners, we all do, and it's our family, our community, and we want to help people because we're all in stages of our lives that, we want to. Obviously, you need to make money. It's a business, but you want to go into a business where you can actually help people, and you can.
Yeah.
And in this case, with preventative scanning, you can save somebody's life. I never went to medical school, never thought I ever would be in a position to help somebody medically save their life. And the scans can do that. I talk about my friend Cindy, Ernie's wife, that had the cancer the size of a softball with no symptoms whatsoever.
Wow.
Without that scan, she wouldn't be here today. I mean, this was 3 years ago. She's been cancer-free. Their lifestyle did not change because we caught it early.
Wow.
And that's why preventative scans is, my new passion, and I love doing it.
Yeah, it's interesting. I heard it said, I was at Tony Robbins' Business Mastery back in the day, and it's just stuck with me. I mean, all these years, I think it was 2009, I was there in Fiji with Tony, and his business partner for his Business Mastery class that he taught was a guy named Chet Holmes. So big-time sales guy. He's written books as well. He passed away, but he had this kind of a one-liner. It said, look, he said, if you're in sales, then you have a moral, and you believe in your product,
right?
You have a moral obligation to get that out to the masses, to as many people as you can, because you feel that strongly about your product or service.
And that's a really great point that you're making, Brand, because at first, I felt bad reaching out to friends thinking, oh, what, he's trying to sell me something. Even though it's not a sale. I believe in this product, and it's not even a product. I believe in this technology because it's saving people's lives. And I had a friend of mine that passed away with colon cancer. And, man, I just couldn't sleep thinking that, what if I sent him that text? And he came in for the virtual colonoscopy. At least I would have put it out there for him.
Yes.
And I never did. So that bothers me to this day to think, like, who knows? Maybe he said, I don't want to do it. Most people say, until they understand what a preventative scan is or what a virtual colonoscopy is, they may just say, okay, I don't need that right now. But that just bothered me so much that immediately I started texting people randomly on my phone and said, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I didn't say, hey, I'm going to do this, you got to do this, you got to do that. This is what I'm doing. If you're interested, I'm here to help you.
Yeah.
And that's a really good point, because what we're doing, it doesn't feel like you're selling anything. Obviously, we're a business. We need people to, come into our program, buy the full body scans. That's our business.
Yep.
But it's a business that it's a technology that can save your life. So at the end of the day, it's not like you're selling, I don't know, a product that somebody takes home and then it breaks in a couple of weeks or a couple of days. You could save somebody's life with these scans.
Like the what is it? There's the fitness industry, right? You look at all these products, they end up under the people's beds, these little elliptical things.
I'm the worst, man. By the old infomercials.
Did you get it? Yeah.
I don't sleep very good at night.
Yeah.
And I would just buy the dumbest junk. Instead of show up and my wife's like, "What'd you do?" You know what? For shipping, I got an extra one too. So if you want, so now there's 2 pieces of crap under our bed.
Under the bed, yeah. And then you have a yard sale or something, and you can get rid of it, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what happens, But yeah, I love the idea of feeling, having that emotion around a product, and then wanting to share that with people, because that's what it's all about. Is look, if you have something that can help somebody, and it's a situation where if you look at the downside, like I was interviewing Anthony Rickman, our criminal defense attorney, and some of these new laws people don't realize, like you can literally go to jail for stuff that you didn't last year. Like some of these laws have changed, and I brought up the point that if you go to jail for 5 days, some people may lose their job over that. They may not make rent. They get kicked out of their place. So it's a similar situation where, if one spouse has a cancer and they're going to the hospital, they're doing endless visits to this doctor, that pharmacist or pharmacy, the downside of that for the other spouse and then for the entire family. So there's so many negative, kind of a snowball effect that can happen when a cancer or some type of unknown situation arises.
That's an excellent point, Brandon, because any of these diseases caught early, the recovery is much quicker and much easier, especially with cancer. If we catch it early and now you avoid the chemo and radiation, in Cindy's case, the cancer was the size of a softball. She had the surgery to have her kidney removed, 2 lymph nodes. We had to wait 4 to 5 weeks if she's going to need any chemo or radiation. No chemo, no radiation. Once the stitches healed from the surgery, she was 100%. Wow. Her and Ernie are retired. They're traveling the world. They have 9 grandkids. That's because it was caught early. To your point, you wait for that and it's too late. That once it was encapsulated in the kidney, once it started to spread, or if it would have gotten to the point where it spread, it would have spread so rapidly because it was so big. That's what the doctors had told Cindy. So there were more than likely no chance for her even to survive that. Yeah. And heart stents, the recovery is so much faster than open heart surgery. So catching calcium early, going to see your cardiologist, making sure that you're fine. And then the one thing that we never really talk about is the peace of mind if everything's fine. Because obviously we're looking and we're purposely trying to see and find things that are abnormal that could be dangerous. But if everything's fine, that peace of mind is priceless. Like my wife and I, when we did it for that reason, because we assumed that we eat healthy, we exercise, we watch everything that we're eating, and we're gonna be fine. But doing this 5 years, that's not the case at all. Yeah, I've seen triathletes that look incredible, super fit. The first week that I did this job, a 65-year-old man that, I would say I want to look like him when I'm 65, ran a cycle 25 miles a day, was a triathlete. His calcium score was so elevated that he pretty much had to go straight to the emergency room. Wow. Never would have thought. So that's when I started. After that, I said, I'm never going to judge anybody by their look, because you can't. Right. Until you look inside, you can't. Yeah. So the peace of mind you get from getting a scan that's clean, it's incredible. Yeah. Just really, it's priceless.
It's that internal chemistry. Everybody has a different chemistry in their body. And, even though we all, kind of Homo sapiens and we're under that same, but yeah, everybody has that different deal. With me, it was high cholesterol. I battled that for a while and just didn't take the medicines as proper. And then next thing you know, I'm under the knife. I had an open heart surgery. October will be 5 years ago. So if I can tell anybody out there, again, that moral obligation, sign up with Clearview Imaging, clearviewimaging.com, Martin Gramatica. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Check them out online as well. Follow them on Instagram, Instagram.com, Clearview Imaging Center there as well. Because, the amount of pain that you go through with the open heart surgery, it's unbelievable. It's it's kind of interesting, though. I had a friend of mine. He's from Canada. He's actually big into some of the different fighting leagues. There's a bunch of different – I was friends with Ken Shamrock back in the day, and but he's involved with some of these fighting leagues and very successful with that. They're about to sell one of them for multi-millions. He's been on the show, but it was crazy because he had the same open heart surgery, and he's like, I didn't have much pain at all. I'm like, what do you mean? I was like laid up for, I don't remember, 6 or 8 weeks. I was hurting bad. It was a big time pain for me.
But that's everybody's different too.
Yeah.
And pain times could be different, maybe the way they do the surgery.
Yeah.
But a stent is so much less invasive.
Right.
So caught early, now you avoid that open heart surgery. And
Yeah.
if you survive a heart attack, you're the lucky ones.
Yeah.
Because the majority that have heart attacks do not survive these heart attacks. So you're the lucky one that ended up. And obviously, the open heart surgery is much more invasive than the stent. But that's
Yeah.
what we're doing with unmatched success, is catching things early so our patients can go get their stent. Like my buddy Ernie ended up having 4 stents put in, but he did have a heart attack. But if he would have come to see us, he would have still needed those stents because the blockage is there, but he
Right.
would have avoided the heart attack.
Yeah.
So that's where.
Which could have took his life.
Right, no,
right
his
away.
heart stopped for 3.5 minutes.
Wow.
He's lucky. It happened at a Pittsburgh Pirates spring training game. So they had the medical staff and the equipment. If that heart attack would have happened anywhere but that ballpark, he wouldn't be here right now.
Yeah, they probably brought out a defibrillator.
Oh,
like
immediately. Yeah, now he
Yeah.
has his own foundation. He donates defibrillators. I think he's up to like 300 donations.
Wow.
I mean, he's paying it forward because he understands
Exactly.
both Cindy and Ernie both have another chance at life
That's
because he was lucky with the defibrillator being there, and then with Cindy scanning before the cancer spread.
Right. Wow. Yeah, clearviewimaging.com. Martin Gramatica here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Quick break, right back. More with Martin, and here congratulations are in order. USF, I saw the Instagram. Follow him online if you're not following Martin. He does a lot of great stuff out there. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. Please make sure to send him all of your real estate deals and subscribe to the Consumer Quarterback Show podcast on iTunes and Spotify, or check out our YouTube channel. Have a blessed day.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Tired of long lines at the airport? Check out Tampa Bay's premier private jet source. I'm Brandon Rimes for Will Smith Aviation. Aircraft management, acquisition, and sales, luxury jet escapes, and packages. Check them out online. WillSmithAviation.com. That's WillSmithAviation.com. Or call the show. I'll put you right in touch directly with Captain Will Smith. AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com for all of your non-woke, American-made products. American values, Christian, conservative American values. Say hello to my business partner, Jim McCune at AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com. David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.com. Say hello to Shane Socash, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show, 4009 Central Avenue, St. Petersburg. Online at David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.com for all of your precious metals and jewelry design. David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.com. Hey, Brandon Rimes here for Jason Coble, owner of Coble Law. Coble Law has been handling injury cases in Tampa for the past 14 years and has a specialized approach focused on limiting client cost and maximizing client profit. TampaWorkCompLaw.com. TampaWorkCompLaw.com. Jason Coble, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show, personal injury law, and work comp law.
Hey, Brandon Rimes here for our friends at TargetSurveying.net. For all of your surveying needs, land surveying firm providing services for real estate since 1992, and they are statewide. Check them out online, TargetSurveying.net. That's TargetSurveying.net.
Selling commercial, vacant land, or residential properties? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon Rimes. You can reach me at 813-917-1894. Call or text 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. That's consumerqb, like quarterback.com. Buying, selling, investing, or refinancing? We would love to talk to you. Thank you so much and have a blessed day.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back in studio here with Super Bowl winner Martin Gramatica, former Buccaneer place kicker and longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show. And a couple of hot listings, and we'll jump right back into it. And I hear there's a congratulations in order. We're going to talk with him here more in just a quick minute. 14420 Bailey Hill Road. We got another property in Brooksville. We've got this one is vacant land. So opportunity to build, buy and build, buy some dirt, build, develop, put whatever you want there. We got about a dozen or so, maybe 15 vacant land parcels. So if you're looking for land, reach out. We'd love to talk to you and kind of show you what we have and send you an email of that. We'll walk you through, what you want to look into as far as, the procedures when you're buying land. There's a lot of different unknowns for some people that is, it's important to understand when you're buying land. So check out 14420 Bailey Hill Road, Brooksville, Florida, another one of our awesome real estate listings from the Platinum MVP team. 10129 Little Road, Newport Richey. This one's a chiropractor office. We have a commercial property for sale, Newport Richey, 10129 Little Road, Newport Richey. Great opportunity, 2337 square feet, over an acre of land. It's set up currently as an office. Could be any type of a variety of different medical uses or professional offices. Great opportunity, new roof in 2020. 10129 Little Road, Newport Richey, Florida. One of our 50-plus listings here from the Consumer Quarterback Show and the Platinum MVP team. You can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, yeah, so big congratulations to G, Mr. Gascon.
Yeah,
Gascon.
Appreciate it. Yeah, he's excited. Well, for us as parents, we can't be any more happy that he's staying close to home. But again, in a great program. Because if USF wasn't doing the right thing like a few years ago, where I don't think I would have sent my kids to USF because it's just a football program wasn't going the right direction. I don't believe they were sending the right message. Golders are sending the right message on and off the field. They talk about when these kids leave, they're going to leave with a career. Yeah. Not a job, a career.
I love it.
They want him to respect women. His wife and kids are always around the facility. All the coaches' families are in the facility. So they're teaching them how to be men. Yes. And that's more valuable than anything. Like for me, when I played under Coach Dungy, we learned more about life off the field than we did football. Even though he's a phenomenal football coach, he's a coach of life, and that's what Coach Gold is doing. So for us, for them to both be there, I mean, it's awesome. And I got to give them credit for their hard work, because a lot of people say, oh, your name can open doors. It could, but it couldn't. You still got to kick the ball. You still have to work. Yeah. And without work, and that's what the kids need to understand these days. A lot of these kids that want everything and they want I want to be a professional. Yeah, but you got to work to get there.
I'm curious, too, because I see a lot of the kicks, just powerful right foot. Do they do work with the other leg, too, to try to balance out stuff? Is that a thing now? Because, one-sided athletes, I know my shoulders hurt from, pitching and quarterbacking. But, yeah, because a lot of the athletes, if you're one-sided, it's going to throw you off. They're doing things for their left side, too.
Yeah, they do the full-body workouts in the gym. In the off-season, they play some soccer just for, not like games or anything, but just to, kick the ball with your left foot, too, because you've got to balance your body. So, that's a good point because, and I always said, kickers should be treated like a pitcher. You have to have a little bit of a kick count. You can't over-kick and just keep kicking because you're going to tear something. Yeah. And that's why I really hurt myself. My injuries were just over-kicking. Yeah. But we didn't know any better back then.
What was it, a hip flexor with you?
Yeah, so I had 3 adductor surgeries. Yeah, so that's not fun for a kicker. Wow. But either way, now they know how to manage that a lot better than they did back in the day. So, it is. You do manage the reps for sure.
Yeah, that's good, man. You got to have that count, like you said, pitch count, very similar.
Yep.
That's great. Yeah, good stuff, man. Real excited about it, and good stuff with Clearview Imaging Center. You've got multiple locations soon to be in Tampa. Clearviewimaging.com. Check them out online. Clearviewimaging.com. Also on the Instagram as well.
Yeah. They can Clearview Imaging Center. Florida, I think. If you put Clearview Imaging, it'll pop up. And then obviously our website's the best way. That has our phone number, has all the information to make appointments as well. We're offering the free heart scan in our Villages location. So if anybody is willing to drive to the Villages, come see us. We'll offer the free calcium score, and then we'll show you everything else we do.
Yeah, it's not that bad of a drive. Right up I-75. I mean,
it's awesome. I do it every day now, and it's the nice thing about it. I'm going against traffic. When traffic's coming into Tampa, we're getting out. So it's hour 10 door to door, so it's not bad.
Perfect. Well worth it. It's going to be saving some lives, so that's great stuff. Martine, thanks for coming in, man.
Appreciate it, man. Good to see you.
My pleasure. Likewise. All right, we had Dr. Scott Anderson on the front end. That's Addiction Recovery Care. And, of course, Martine Gramatica, Clearview Imaging consumerqb.com. And we want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another. Be a force for good in the community. And thank you for supporting our local area business owners at consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Call Brandon Rimes at 813-917-1894. That's 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for The Consumer Quarterback Show.